Good morning,
Good
beloveds. You're looking lovely this morning. Thank you. Thank you. Living in the mist. I was talking with a couple of people this morning and he said, well, sometimes I live in the mist. Don't we all sometimes live in the mist? So anyway, what I know this morning is that Spirit is alive and well and right here where we are. It's alive and well within all things, all the time. All the time. All the time. No matter where we go, what we do, what we say or feel, our divine nature does not waver. It does not waver. It does not get misty on us. Now, a great many religions, organized religions, are based on the belief that there is something beyond this experience. There's something more or something greater than this plane of existence. And I'm grateful to believe for myself that this is true. I have some Native American ancestry, which is the feathered kind. It's on my father's side, and that particular religion or tradition identifies the something greater as the earth and all of the animal kingdom and just Mother Nature itself. And I believe that their basic belief is that it's not the outer form necessarily, not the earth, not the birds, not the waters, not the air that they celebrate. But rather, it is what behind all of that which provides that form, that supports life, that supports them. And they're so grateful to be able to grow something, to hunt something that Spirit has provided. They tend to live without fear or doubt, but they know they must seek it out. It's provided that they must hunger for it, thirst for it, and it motivates something within them that's also within all form to move forward, to go out and accept that in. The science of mind teaches thoughts or things, that our thinking provides the forms with which we live. Ernest Holmes, our founder, wrote, "To learn how to think is to learn how to live." I love that. To learn how to think is to learn how to live. I think the way I want to and live my life, and therefore you too are called to think how you would like to be and live in your life. That was a hard one for me at the beginning of this teaching, and that it's called responsibility. Yikes. Because I used to think responsibility was my fault. That it was a bad thing. But when it's responsibility, and I had brought that into my life, and I could think something new and change my life, wow, therein lies the power. The power of the thinking, the power of the mind, the power to change, if we choose. There are times I've asked myself, what was I thinking? What was I thinking? And you know, when that happens for me, it's staring me in the face. It's right here. It's before me. It's in my life. And I say that when it's not exactly what I think I wanted. Anybody else besides me? Ever had that happen? Just you. Just me. I'm the only one. So how is it that I, as a minister of this teaching, can be outside of the truth of who I am? How is that possible? Well, in truth, I can't, and neither can you. But what happens is we think a little into the mist. We move out of the midst of the spiritual nature of who we are. Because we are, after all, spirit in form. And as such, we're able to come from our God center. And when we're living from this God center, we're living in spiritual principle. And when we do that, guess what? Our life is a joy. Our life is a joy. Deepak Chopra writes, we are all potential. We are living in a field of limitless possibility and potential. And so whatever we think into this field of possibility, it's like planting the acorn for the Indians. They watch things grow. You plant the idea in your mind, it creates a form. It may not show up today or tomorrow or even this lifetime. How many of us have seen great works, great benefactors? Mother Teresa, her work goes on beyond her physical life, and it's greater now than when she was here. It's called a legacy in our human form world. And so it goes on and on and on and on. So, but it's important to plant whatever it is you want and focus on watering, nourishing, creating that for your life. Let's explore some of the ideas of living in the midst and out of the mist. As you may know, I'm a word guy. I love words. And that's one of the reasons, there's many, that I was drawn to Dr. Carolyn's ministry. She, as well, loves words and researches. And so, you know, there's that law of attraction working for all that I needed to go to and learn from. And as a word guy, my mind loves to take a phrase or take a word and just kind of beat it up. You know, tear it apart, dig into it. And so today's title, Living in the Midst, I dug into it a little bit for us this morning. So living in the midst. What is living? Living means to maintain oneself, to dwell, as in dwelling, as in our physicalness, our life. Living is our livingness. In. In is used as a function word to indicate inclusion or location. And I love this one. Or our position within limits. That's in. So we're dwelling in this field of potential, or in this consciousness of what could be. And midst is the middle, the interior, the central part. It's a period of time about the middle of a continuing act or condition. So we're living in this continuum of our experience. And so living in the midst is maintaining our focus of truth in ourselves, in our dwelling, and turning away from everything outside of that, all the illusions, and remaining clear and steadfast in what it is that we require. There's an actress that starred in Sunset Boulevard, Norma Desmond. She had a very famous line in that. And I'll try to recreate that for you. She said, life is an illusion. Isn't it?
Yeah, well done.
Life is an illusion. Because all that appears out in our life is temporary. Temporary. I've been going through my closet. Clothes don't last forever either. Styles, fabrics. You keep something because you're afraid to throw it away. The moths get it. So it gives you a purpose and a reason to throw it away. I hang it. So everything is temporary. Now some of the illusions may last a little longer than others. But eventually, all of them move away. Our bodies are illusions. Look around at all the illusions. There's so many different sizes and shapes and textures. Isn't it great? And we're all unique. We're all unique. You look at the magazines, you say, oh, you know, this lady right here in the magazine, she's the perfect one. We got to look like her. Or this guy in Muscle magazine. Nah, tried that, doesn't work. We all have a different way of expressing from our own personal illusion. And I honor that. I honor that. It took me a long time to honor my own illusion. It was easy to honor someone else's. But to honor my own was not quite as comfortable. It's better now. It's better now. So, I want to start with some Ram Dass here. He says, everything in your life is there as a vehicle for your transformation. Everything in your life is there as a vehicle for your transformation. Don't let it get stuck. Don't let that vehicle stall. Keep it moving. It's important to remember that we are spiritual in nature, having a human illusion. And this image we see is projected through our own conscious and unconscious believing and thinking. Our founder, Dr. Holmes, writes in the textbook, and this is from Good Thoughts and a Good Harvest, because we're into harvest this month. A good tree produces good fruit, so good thoughts bear harvest of good deeds, while evil consumes itself in the flame of its own fire. If a man's life produces good deeds, then a man is himself good. And this, no matter what his particular religious belief may or may not be. Spirit doesn't care. The mouth speaks from the heart. It is impossible for a man to conceal himself. Ooh. Every act, word, or gesture, he stands revealed as he is, and not as he would have himself appear to be. From the universe, nothing is or can be hidden. The very walls have ears, and the mirror of life cannot help reflecting back to us that which we really are. Yikes. So, conscious thinking, conscious, clear, good thinking promotes a joy-filled experience. Unconscious thinking produces what? Thank you. Stinking thinking. That's a quote from Dr. Carroll. Stinking thinking. You know, stinking thinking is easy to identify. It has vast amounts of doom and gloom and despair. Oh my gosh. Oh my God, ain't it awful? Conscious, joyful thinking is living in the midst of truth, being open to love, to the wholeness and the abundance, which is our birthright. The 2-year-old, she doesn't know about anything less than love and abundance. And the other 2-year-old, he knows that too. And so you look at a child and you go, oh, how sweet. And we see that part of ourselves reflected back, that mirror again. A child will just look at you and say, hi, I recognize you. Love me. Love me. The more often our attention is in the midst of the greater our clarity to have the life we consciously choose. And we do that by creating through our right thinking and our very firm believing of who we are. Last time I spoke, my lesson was titled Open to the Infinite. That was 2 weeks ago. I want to share what happened between opening to the infinite and living in the midst. As Reverend Louis mentioned, we went to New York City, and everything came together in 2 days once the idea was set. So I knew it was a divine idea. Didn't know how exactly. So, this is a very long story, but I'm going to keep it to about 2 minutes. The planes weren't flying out of Chico until the day we left. And they were all on time. I made a statement. We deserve it. I'd like to travel by town car. I want to get to a big city. A man walked up to us at the airport in New York and said, need a car? I have a car. I said, how much? He said, what the going rate was, which I already knew. You're on. He had a wonderful GPS, took us around all of the congestion getting into New York City. It was a perfect one. We checked into the hotel. The gal behind the desk, her name's Tiffany, like the store. Go figure. She's checking us in. She says, oh, I see you have an upgrade. Every single thing we did, I had made conscious affirmation as this or something greater. It doesn't matter that it's a hotel room or a car or anything else. Anything in life, open to the infinite and allow yourself to be in the midst of spirit to carry out the details. Divorce yourself from the bondage of that marriage of thinking that you have to do it all. Because I'm here to tell you, Spirit did it. Through my conscious thinking and accepting of whatever good was to come about. So, beloveds, I know that you are here on purpose. I know that you know that you are here to live in the middle of who you are. That's Spirit. Live right in the middle of who you are. And let yourself evolve into more of that Spirit self, that Spirit itself, with each experience you come into. Because we're going to go into experiences that cause us to remember who we are. I don't like to call it a challenge or a lesson, but many times when we say we want something different, our old thinking shows up as that experience. And so to be able to be in the midst of Spirit and to clearly see through the old thinking that shows up along the way, that's what it is. It's old thinking showing up saying, you don't want to change. You want to do it this way. Why would you want to change? What would they think? I don't care. I don't care. It's what I need to do. It's what you need to do for your evolution of your soul and your spirit. So I say use it, love it, and give it enjoy. So I conclude with a few words from Henry David Thoreau. And if you'd like to close your eyes, it's really, I feel, a very sweet piece. Behave so the aroma of your actions may enhance the general sweetness of the atmosphere. Namaste.
Yes.
So it is.